Hello again, and welcome back to my character Crusade Unbound Season 3 Let's Play featuring Blodius Vigilis, the Blue Sentry. Okay, so last episode we made it through Bleak Falls Barrow, we retrieved the Golden Claw for Lucan, and we retrieved the Dragonstone for Farengar, the Court Wizard in Whiterun. We still have yet to make our way back there, but first Blodius needs a little R&R, I think. He's finally starting to feel better. After being smoked by Stendar for his lack of mercy with the Stormcloak leader outside of Rorikstead, and also not sanctifying the bodies after he killed them. But he's been sort of back in Stendar's good graces. We're still going to try to find a shrine, if we can, somewhere, and pray to him as soon as we can, just to sort of make amends. But for now, Blodius is feeling a lot better about himself and about his path. He's progressing rather nicely now again. He feels like he's back in Stendar's good graces for now. And he's helping out some people again, just like his old days in Bruma. So we're feeling pretty good. We're going to go ahead and spend the night here in Riverwood, a place that Blodius has become quite fond of. He loves the people here. He loves the laid-back nature. Just kind of the peaceful atmosphere here. Hello, friend.
I don't owe you money, do I?
No, but you look thirsty. Here, why not
Any ale or mead?
have a drink on me? There you go.
Until next time.
You betcha. See what's going on in the inn.
Come on in. We got warm food, warm drinks, and warm beds.
That sounds delightful. Hello.
Hi there.
I'd like to rent a room.
Sure thing. It's yours for a day.
Perfect. And also, what do you have on the menu?
Drink for the thirsty, food for the hungry.
Blodius is probably a little bit tired of travel food, so he's probably going to look for a nice hot stew, beef stew, or horker stew. Ooh, horker stew, that sounds good. We'll take some of that, and we'll take some venison stew. See if they've got any beef stew as well. We could use a hearty meal after being locked up in that dank dungeon with all those undead creatures walking around. Beef stew, beef stew. There it is. 3 different kinds of stew. That should keep us busy tonight. How about some garlic bread? Yeah. Alright, that's the good stuff. And maybe some nice wine. Do you have the Cirilli Brothers stuff? No. No Argonian blood wine or any. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. $268. Ah, we'll splurge on it. Here we go.
I'll show you to your room. Right this way.
Sure.
Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Not a king's suite, but cozy enough. Happy with that. Now, oddly enough, in the vanilla game, if you try to rent a room at this point from the Sleeping Giant Inn, Orgnar will not let you because Delphine, the innkeep here, is a little predisposed.
Yes?
But if you have Immersive Wenches installed, they will allow you to rent a room. They act as an innkeep, as well as sort of like a waitress of sorts. So that kind of enables you to stay here when in the vanilla game you would not at this point in the story. Hey, is that Hadvar? What's he doing all the way back here?
Keep an eye out for Stormcloak spies.
Is that what you're doing
I
here?
have to admit, this is more fun than I thought it'd be.
Coming back to Riverwood? I don't know why you didn't think it would be fun. I love this place. Alright, let's have some stew. Okay, we're going to eat our beef stew. We're going to have some of that garlic bread. and we're gonna have some ale. And we'll probably eat and drink some more later on. Let's go ahead and just advance the clock a little bit. Have some times with the patrons here. Yoramir. Oh, that's that idiot kid from the from Alvor's stall, trying to be a blacksmith apprentice, but he's screwing up all the time.
Okay.
But this guy,
Greetings.
hello.
You in need of a companion, friend? Well,
There's plenty more where
then
that
you're in luck.
I might just be needed in the
I
need.
reckon I've killed more men than there are minutes in a day.
Oh, really? Okay, so now Blodius is kind of feeling a little more witty than usual with the drink and the food in him and the successful dungeon dive. So he's going to match this guy's sarcasm, I think. I think by minutes you mean hours, and by men you mean mud crabs.
I'd say you're right. I can count the mud crabs I've killed without using my toes. I'm not big on hurting such gentle creatures.
Are we talking about the same mud crabs? So what brought you to Skyrim?
The Horkers, my friend. The Horkers. I can't get enough of a good bowl of Horker stew. Fresh garlic, tomatoes, a sprinkle of lavender.
You know what? I'm a big fan of stew myself. Just got done with a bowl of beef stew. Your stew sounds pretty good, but I think it could use some carrots and maybe some minced onion.
You keep talking like that, and we'll need to get you an apron and a chef hat. Also Horkers.
Well, I hate to break this to you, but you're in the wrong place. Riverwood isn't exactly the Horker capital of Skyrim.
That isn't it. You see, I've tried stews of all different flavors from all over Tamriel. I've tried your venizons and your steaks. I've tried your bug meat, your horror pies, and Taurus nuggets. Some wood elf charlatan even tried to sell me what he called a wyvern steak, but it tasted like mountain goat. I've tried every meat from the Somerset Isles to the shores of Solstein, and ain't nothing compared to a fresh pot of worker stew. But you know what I haven't tried? I haven't tried a dragon. And call me crazy, but I think I saw one fly this way not long ago.
I don't think you're crazy at all. I saw the same one. Yeah, there was a dragon at Helgen. You probably saw that one.
You don't say. Sounds like Embry owes me a drink. Said I was more likely to see a Horker with wings. I reckon that would be too good to be true.
Horker with wings? So what's on your mind, friend?
If what Gaiden Shinji says is true, then the best technique is to swing your hammer recklessly and hope to connect. Works for me anyway.
Oh, he's talking about that old quote of the best techniques are passed down by the survivors, and he's surviving, so he just swings his hammer around recklessly. Well, if that works for you, I tend to have to time my blocks perfectly to be effective, but if you can just swing a hammer and have the same success, more power to you. So where did you learn to fight?
I got my start as a pit dog in the Imperial City Arena. Worked my way up to Gladiator before I got bored and quit. They say the best techniques are left by the survivors. With me gone, I guess everyone will have something to offer.
Oh yeah, you know, I remember you. I used to cheer for you at the arena.
I know, and I would have been grand champion too. if not for the burden. Oh, I know what you're thinking. Fair maidens in my bed and good stew in my belly. Some burden. Well, that ain't what I'm talking about.
Okay, so why did you leave the arena?
Well, friend, it all comes down to who your opponent is. I'm square with killing men, but with a grand champion, ain't no more men to fight. So, they bring in beasts, minotaurs and things. I don't like it one bit. If a man chooses to enter the arena, it's what you call his prerogative. A beast ain't got no say in the matter. I kill horkers for food and bears for hides. I don't kill no animal for sport.
Interesting. So, being a sort of barbaric, bloodthirsty warrior on the outside, you actually have some depth to you here, Gore. I'm impressed. What's on your mind?
Dragons. I was wondering if you had any thoughts on how they should be prepared. Seems to me there's a lot more than just dragon steak. Now, I ain't no chef, but I was thinking maybe it'd be best smoked into some sort of jerky.
Alright, well, we have yet to see any more than one dragon yet, so we're gonna have to get to the bottom of this before we can even think about cooking them, but I like that your mind goes right there right away. Okay, well, good talking to you, friend. Now Blodius's personality is one that normally he would be turned off, sort of by Gore's bold claims and his harsh sense of humor and talking about, wow, okay.
What can I do for you?
His sort of harsh sense of humor and his gleeful talk of killing people. But with the alcohol in his system and sort of the victories that he's had recently, and he's feeling better, he's a little more open to Gore's sense of humor and his personality quirks. So he might be somebody that we take along with us at some point. Also Hjormir, the sort of hopeless apprentice.
Greetings, stranger. The name's Hjormir, and I'm at your service.
We were sort of talking about...
Let me know if there's anything I can help you with. Perhaps you need your boots shined, or your tunic washed, or you need a letter delivered.
We were sort of talking about getting an apprentice or sort of a squire for Blodius to kind of carry his things and take care of his horse and his armor and things. You know what? You shouldn't sell yourself so hard, boy. It makes you look desperate.
But I am desperate. It's mostly because people only offer a few septums for my services.
This is an ode to Skyrim's staunch protectors.
I get it. You mean my desperation is why they offer me so little.
That's the ticket.
Wow. You're really wise, stranger. Can I be your apprentice? I'll cook and clean, and craft potions to heal your wounds.
Really? You know what? I'll consider it.
Really? I'll do everything you ask. Just say the word.
So you're fairly young for someone living out on his own here.
I'm of age, and a man grown. I can grow whiskers on my cheeks just like any old lord. People treat me differently because of my station, but they still respect me as a man, which is more than I could say for my father. The last time I saw the old toad, all he did was bark orders and gripe. He complained my pheasant roast was overcooked. He nearly slapped me when I poured his beer and left a less than frothy head. And then he berated me the entire time I cleared his table.
You know what? I'm sorry. That must have been difficult. Even with the most mundane of tasks, if you try to put any amount of pride in it and somebody berates you for the job that you're doing, then that can be tough to take, especially over and over again.
Yeah, but at least when he's eating, he keeps his mouth shut. The worst part is afterward, when he starts spouting racist nonsense.
Always one of those.
Elves poisoning our food, elves stealing our children. And don't tell him there's a difference between the elven races, let alone Altmer and Thalmor. They're all Thalmor maggots to him. Listening to the old man makes me ashamed to call myself a Nord.
Yeah, it's my experience that some Nords are prone to that behavior. What about your mom?
My mother is a kind woman. She always compliments me on my meals and tells me how proud she is to have me for a son. That's its own dilemma. When even I can tell my potage has no flavor, it's tough to appreciate the kindness of her words. While lies of deceit are born as spiders and die as flies, white lies can wilt like a rose and leave nothing but thorns.
This is an ode to Skyrim's.
I think you're being a little hard on your mom. She's just trying to be supportive. But what about siblings? Do you have any of those?
Just one, a sister. A real snobby bitch and obsessed with
Oh.
gold. Saving it, to be precise, which would be fine if she had a sense of humor about it. Whenever we went to the market in Whiterun, she'd always harass the vendors until they gave her a discount, just to make her leave. Poor Carlotta, here she was, trying everything in her power to feed her children, and my sister shakes her down for every last septum.
Yeah.
When we left, I told my sister, if there was one thing she didn't need any amulet or potion for, it was to become a master of cheap craft.
Cheap
That
craft.
pretty much severed whatever relationship we had. My sister holds a grudge as tight as she holds her coin purse.
You don't seem to have a very high opinion of your family. You might be a little harsh on them, actually, but maybe that's just because you're holding yourself to higher standards, and for some reason you resent them for not holding themselves to the same.
And I've had enough of talking about them, as it were. At least to anyone who isn't a patron.
Alright, well, I'll consider that apprenticeship position. Let you know finally what you're getting into if you want to be some sort of great warrior or apprentice. Or adventurer, I mean. Alright, I think it's about time for some of that Horker stew that Gore made us hungry for. Oh, this isn't in, registered with I need, that's interesting, okay. We'll have some steamed mud crab legs, and we'll drink that Argonian blood wine. Excuse me. And probably wait another hour or so, I think.
How can I argue with that? Okay.
Alright.
Just once.
That's enough celebration for a job well done, I think. Go ahead and get a solid 8 hours of sleep, and we'll head out to Whiterun in the morning. I think Blodius is really considering taking on Hjoramir as our squire. I don't know that we need a companion such as Gore along with us, especially while we're doing official business with the Legion. The Legion probably wouldn't want him privy to the things that we're doing.
None of that soft pine this time. Aye, we can get that for you. We just finished the timber for those cattle.
Where is Hjoramir? Is he getting an early start over at the forge?
But it's hard on families.
Okay, so when our business is concluded with the Legion, we might come back and see if Gore wants to go along on a few adventures with us.
And the right ugly one at that. No offense.
Yeah, just because I don't look like a shaved ape.
Nope. Sorry.
Oh yeah, this reminds me. This courier guy here, he did drop off a note from Sabile in Solitude. So that means that Regent, our new sword, is enchanted and ready to go. So we're really looking forward to getting back there and trying out that new weapon. Where is Hjoramir? Kind of feel like he'd be following us around like a lost puppy at this point. that we even considered taking him along with us. Oh, there's the twerp.
You
Alright.
sure look like you could use some help. Yes?
Sure, why not? So, yeah, I'll take you on as an apprentice. You're gonna do a whole lot of mundane crap.
Oblivion and back again.
I hope you're ready. To Oblivion and back again, huh? Alright, so we have a follower. We're probably gonna need to get him outfitted with some armor and maybe a sword. I don't see him doing much battle, but we need to have him at least somewhat protected. So we'll get him some light armor, see what Alvor has available. We'll get him a basic sword of some sort. And if he earns some better equipment later on, then we'll
for a new blade?
we'll go ahead and give that to him too.
Looking to protect yourself or deal some damage?
Okay, so we need a basic sword. The Armsman's sword, that is... looks like the most basic thing that Alvor has here, so yeah, we'll go ahead and take that. We're not giving him any fancy elven armor, that's for sure. Elven armor, we'll give him the studded stuff, maybe some ringmail boots. Padded fur hood, maybe? Leather bracers of minor wielding. Okay, you could probably use the help, why not? Yeah, I think that's it.
Until next time.
We heading out?
Okay, let's get him set up with his gear. Nobody look. There we go. We're gonna change his standard outfit. We're going to add in the Armsman's sword, the bracers, the padded fur hood, the ringmail boots, and the studded leather armor. And we're going to make it so that he only wears the hood during combat.
Your wish is my command.
Alright, looks like you're ready to rock, buddy. Okay, and then when we get back to Whiterun...
Dragon or two in my day.
Oh, have you?
The secret is to stay in one of their blind spots, right around the neck.
I'll keep that in mind. Alright, so he's going to have to trot along behind us on our way to Whiterun here, and then when we get there, we'll give him a horse of his own. And then we'll switch out our horse's gear for something a little more soldiery, I think. And let him use the sort of pack rat, or the pack mule gear for his horse. Alright, keep up, boy. I think it's funny that we're calling him boy, seeing as how Blodius himself is only 18 or 19 years old. Although in those 18, or actually in the last year or so, he's actually seen some pretty crazy stuff that ages him a little faster than most. He skipped out of school to join the Bruma Guard under his uncle Adius. Saw a whole bunch of stuff in that station, including seeing his uncle Adius being taken in for treason. God knows what's happening to him now. We've seen cities destroyed by dragons. We've seen large-scale battles between... Who's this? Just a random Breton, huh? Can I dismount my horse, please? Alright. Well, Hjormir didn't handle himself too poorly there. Well done, boy. What do we have here? We'll take his fancy stuff. Move this off the road. And deserves the forgiveness and comfort, as we all do in his dying hour. Now, where did our horse go? Alright, there he is. Perfect. We have our shield back? Yeah, we do. Okay, so Hyoromir may end up being serviceable after all. And it looks like he's still saying, "Die damn you," to that Breton that waylaid us on the road. Oh, there we go. He's finally over it. Nope, he's still yelling it. Okay, so interesting NPCs is great. It adds a lot to the game, but it's also a little buggy. You'll see little nitpicky little bugs like that pop up now and then, but that's alright, it's worth it. Okay, so what are we doing here? We need to head back to Whiterun. Oh. Hyoromir, can you take care of this mud crab for us? Thank you. Okay. Maybe having a squire won't be so bad after all. Just have to make sure not to get him involved in any of the Imperial skirmishes here. Okay, so yeah, we're heading back to Whiterun. We need to return this Dragonstone to Farengar, the court wizard at Dragonsreach. We need to get Hyoromir a horse. We need to change out the equipment on our own horse. So we have some things ahead of us. Some chores, for sure. That's a wicked looking axe on that guy's back. Who is this? Ikuzak. He's the traveling merchant. I think that comes either with immersive patrols or immersive wenches.
Take a look.
See if he has anything more befitting of our squire other than the regular old studded leather armor. Scaled horn armor. I don't want to get him anything super magic. Yeah, maybe we'll go with the leather. We'll see what else we come across. Oh, I think that actually works pretty well, the Sea Dog armor. We'll go with that.
Alright then.
I just don't like the studded armor that we gave Hyoromir, but we had to put him in something. The Sea Dog armor, it's a little more expensive. It's a little higher end armor, but it looks like clothing, which I think reflects his status as a squire a little better. Okay, so we're going to park Marion here, and let's get these horses situated, shall we? We'll figure out what kind of stuff we're going to put on her in a second. Oops. I meant to turn off this travel lantern, but I had my horse whistle active. Okay.
We heading out? I've got all your equipment cleaned and ready.
Thank you. But I think you should buy a horse. Buy one right here in Whiterun. And, of course, I will pay for it. Ah, there she is. Now we're gonna have to figure out what to name Hyoromir's horse here. He would probably name her something asinine. So we have to come up with a real stupid name. Not that Marion isn't a stupid name for a mare, but we gotta come up with something real stupid here.
Sorry, I was a little busy fending off a goblin horde. Did you need something?
Yeah, actually I have some equipment for you here.
I've got all your equipment cleaned and ready.
We are going to throw this Sea Dog armor his way, and I think that will be good for him for equipment, for the foreseeable future anyway. Not bad. Looking like a squire that I will not feel too stupid about having.
Your wish is my command.
And I just got an idea for Hyoromir's horse, actually. Jackson's renamer. Let's see. Pointing at that, we're going to... I don't remember the hotkey I set for Jackson's renamer. Okay, our look is back to normal. Okay, let's take a look here. Sorry, excuse, renaming hotkey is the / Perfect, okay. Hyoramir's horse. I'm going to name her Patoma. Or Paytoma. And that is named after Queen Potema. And I think Hyoramir strikes me as the guy who would try to name his horse after a brutal, deadly queen of the past, but managed to get the name wrong in the process. So there she is. Hyoramir's horse, Queen Paytoma. You're an idiot. But okay, you can name her whatever you want.
Going to fire me, are you?
No, let's change out your horse's equipment. Traveler saddle. There we go. And we're going to change ours back to something a little more sleek and stylish. There we go. That looks good. Okay, we're all set. We got a horse for our squire. Lots of storage on that thing. Ours looks a little more sleek with the red banners on it. Okay, so yeah, let's head back up to Dragonsreach and we will try to take care of this Dragonstone nonsense.
Need something?
Okay, back in Dragon's Breach. Let's see if we can find Farengar.
You see, the terminology is clearly First Era or even earlier. I'm convinced this is a copy of a much older text. Perhaps dating to just after the Dragon War. If so, I could use this to cross-reference the names with other later texts.
Good. I'm glad you're making progress. My employers are anxious to have some tangible answers.
Oh, have no fear. The Jarl himself has finally taken an interest, so I'm now able to devote most of my time to this research.
Time is running, Farengar, don't forget. This isn't some theoretical question. Dragons have come back.
Yes, don't worry. Although the chance to see a living dragon up close would be tremendously valuable. Now, let me show you something else I found. Very intriguing. I think your employers may be interested as well.
This is a shadowy figure.
Ah, yes, the Jarl's protege. Back from Bleak Falls Barrow. You didn't die, it seems.
Of course not.
The Dragonstone of Bleak Falls Barrow. Seems you are a cut above the usual brutes the Jarl sends my way.
Whatever. So, I got you the Dragonstone. What's next?
That is where your job ends and mine begins. The work of the mind. Sadly undervalued in Skyrim. My associate here will be pleased to see your handiwork. She discovered its location by means she has so far declined to share with me. So your information was correct after all. And we have our friend here to thank for recovering it for us.
You went into Bleak Falls Barrow and got that? Nice work. Just send me a copy when you've deciphered it.
Farengar, you need to come at once. A dragon's been sighted nearby.
Wait, is that Delphine from the Sleeping Giant?
A dragon? How exciting.
Can't tell with that hood on.
What was it doing?
I'd take
a dragon.
it a bit more seriously if I were you.
Okay, we're in for it now.
Right one. I don't know if we can stop it. Let's go.
So, Irileth tells me you came from the Western Watchtower?
Yes, my lord. Tell him what you told me about the dragon.
Oh, that's right. We saw it coming from the south. It was fast.
faster than anything I've ever seen.
What did it do? Is it attacking the watchtower?
No, my lord. It was just circling overhead when I left. I never ran so fast in my life. I thought it would have come after me, for sure.
Good work, son. We'll take it from here. Head down to the barracks for some food and rest. You've earned it. Irileth, you'd better gather some guardsmen and get down there.
I've already ordered my men to muster near the main gate.
Good. Don't fail me. There's no time to stand on ceremony, my friend. I need your help again. I want you to go with Irileth and help her fight this dragon. You survived Helgen, so you have more experience with dragons than anyone else here. But I haven't forgotten the service you did for me in retrieving the Dragonstone for Farengar. As a token of my esteem, I have instructed Avenici that you are now permitted to purchase property in the city. And please, accept this gift from my personal army.
Okay.
I would very much like to see this dragon.
More orcish armor, huh?
I can't afford to risk both of you. I need you here working on ways to defend the city against these dragons.
As you command.
One last thing, Irileth. This isn't a death or glory mission. I need to know what we're dealing with.
Don't worry, my lord. I'm the very soul of caution.
Okay, well I guess we're off to fight a dragon.
Part-time work at one of the Battleborn farms. I figured they must pay well. Still haven't heard back from Alfhild.
Don't know that that's very important right now. You're employed by me and we have to go fight a dragon, so I gotta admit that little side story there was not the most important thing on my plate. Okay. So, Blodius has seen a dragon. He felt a strange connection to the dragon when he saw it fly out of Helgen. He wasn't necessarily afraid of the dragon, which he didn't really think much of then, but now he kind of thinks it's odd. He also wasn't put in a position where he was going to have to fight that dragon. Now, it looks like he may be. So a little bit of fear and doubt might be creeping in just a bit. Not much, though. Blodius is fairly steadfast as far as his courage and willingness to put his life on the line for people goes. Where is Irileth, by the way? She usually beats me down here.
You tried mercenary work? It might suit you.
Alright, well, while we're
What can I
waiting,
do for you?
take these disgusting boots off my hand. Hold on to that, too. Okay, so with AFT, if you put these things in their backpack, as opposed to adding it to their standard outfit, they will not equip it. They will just hold on to it.
Right behind you.
There she is, just in time.
Here's the situation. A dragon is attacking the western watchtower.
Now we're in for it.
You heard right. I said a dragon. I don't much care where it came from or who sent it. What I do know is that it's made the mistake of attacking Whiterun.
But Housecarl, how can we fight a dragon?
That's a fair question. None of us have ever seen a dragon before, or expected to face one in battle. But we are honor-bound to fight it, even if we fail. This dragon is threatening our homes, our families. Could you call yourselves Nords if you ran from this monster? Are you going to let me face this thing alone?
No.
We're so dead. But it's more than our honor at stake here. Think of it. The first dragon seen in Skyrim since the last age. The glory of killing it is
Kill
ours.
me, you idiot.
If you're with me. Now what do you say? Shall we go kill us a dragon?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's move out.
It's a pretty good speech. Blodius is a little riled up himself. Okay, so we're probably going to need our helmet. Maybe you should stay behind, actually.
We heading out?
I won't move a muscle.
Great. Yormir boasts of fighting dragons. Blodius is able to see through that. He knows it's just boasts. We know that that boy is really not any more experienced in battle than maybe having a few fist fights in school as a child. Blodius feels like conscribing him to take on this fight against this dragon alongside him and these trained guards of Whiterun is basically like sentencing him to death. So I don't think Blodius would have him follow. I hope we brought some people with some bows and arrows. I'm looking at all these spears and shields on these people's backs, and I'm not seeing any ranged weapons. You do realize that dragons fly, right? Blodius does not know how to use a bow. He doesn't really have any ranged magic except for maybe the Repel Undead spell that he used at Bleak Falls. So he has no way of attacking a flying dragon. He hopes that these guards are hiding some ranged weapons as part of some standard gear. Did you see something? No.
No signs of any dragon right now.
Seriously?
Oh, looks like he's been.
Oh.
I know it looks bad, but we've got to figure out what happened. And if that dragon is still skulking around somewhere. Spread out. Survivors.
In my experience, you would hear them coming. They like to roar on the way in. So let's keep an ear open as much as we're keeping an eye open. Now might be a good time to quick save.
Save us. Here he comes again.
Oh, I see him.
Here he comes.
Quick save.
Cover and make every arrow count.
Alright, we got to be ready to time a block for any kind of breath spell that he's, or breath attack that he's gonna hurl at us. Okay, yeah, I am seeing some bows and arrows, so that's good. You gonna land, or are you just gonna stand there? There we go, we timed that correctly. We're getting some secondary ground fire on us, though. Okay. So we should be able to tank pretty effectively for these folks. Did that dragon just speak to us? What does Balan Hokon mean? Oh my gosh. Alright. we missed a block there. That was bad. We gotta be careful about that. Okay, one of these soldiers said that they're outmatched. Do not think like that. Just keep peppering them. We can do this. Oh, we missed the block. Great. Healing. some health would be good too. And while we're at it, do we have any resist fire? Yes, we do. Resist magic, maybe? Yes. Let's use it up. And Potion of the Warrior. Let's do it all up. Oh no! We had full life, and he got us. And no, we didn't make it through that, did we? Alright. Well, let's try that again. I think we're going to have to let the guards do more of the work this time, and maybe stay away from the front of the dragon. Make it to him. I wonder what a shield charge will do for him. Okay. Ooh, I feel like we got the block in there too. Still almost killed us with the wing strike, which is the least powerful attack from the dragon. Okay. We have to be very careful. Feeding him those arrows, guys. Now I realize that I can use the level up to sort of tactically get a refill of health and stamina and all that, but I've made the... Hit him in the undercarriage there. I've made the determination that we're only leveling up at a shrine of one of the 8 divines, or 9 divines even. Here we go. Oh. Really? Okay, forgive me guys. This might take a few tries. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to lean more heavily on these guards. That's right, keep zapping him. Okay. Okay, timed that better that time. Just have to focus. I need to see more arrows, guys. I don't see him. There he is. Okay. Arrows, keep firing. That's better. Okay, quick saving. He's back on his perch over there. See if we can flank him. No, we're not outmatched. Keep up the fight. We'll wear him down eventually. Okay. Little closer. Okay, another successful time blocked on the shout. That's good. Keep that up. Should be close to knocking him out of the sky. Come on, you big ugly bastard. Get to his side. Don't let him turn to face us. The only chance we stand is by his wing, because he's gonna kill move us as soon as we get close to his front. So we can't let him turn. Okay, we need to shore up our stamina again. There we go. There we go. Oh, finally. Dovahkiin. I wonder what that means. What is happening to this thing? What is this? Oh. All that power. Okay, we're gonna need to get some fresh air here. We're gonna take the helmet off. Oh my god.
I can't believe it. You're Dragonborn.
Dragonborn? What do you mean?
In the very oldest tales, back from when there were still dragons in Skyrim, the Dragonborn would slay dragons and steal their power. That's what you did, isn't it? Absorb the dragon's power.
You know, I don't know how I know this, but I think you might be right.
There's only one way to find out. Try to shout. According to the old legends, only the Dragonborn can shout without training, the way the dragons do.
What are you talking about?
That's right. My grandfather used to tell stories about the Dragonborn. Those born with the dragon blood in them. Like old Tiber Septim himself.
I've never heard of Tiber Septim killing any dragons.
There weren't any dragons then, idiot. They're just coming back now for the first time in forever. But the old tales tell of the Dragonborn who could kill dragons and steal their power. You must be one.
What do you say, Irleth? You're being awfully quiet. Come on, Irleth. Tell us. Do you believe in this Dragonborn business?
Some of you would be better off keeping quiet than flapping your gums on matters you don't know anything about. Here's a dead dragon, and that's something I definitely understand. Now we know we can kill them.
I respect that take.
Dragonborn. Someone who can put down a dragon is more than enough for me.
You wouldn't understand, Housecar. You ain't a Nord.
I've been all across Tamriel. I've seen plenty of things just as outlandish as this. I'd advise you all to trust in the strength of your sword arm over tales and legends.
If you really are Dragonborn, like out of the old tales, you ought to be able to shout. Can you? Have you tried?
Well, I don't know. Let's give it a shot, huh?
You're shouting what you just did.
Whoa.
Must be. You really are Dragonborn then.
Okay. Well, that's some new info, huh? The shouting thing, we've seen some of the Draugr, some of the tougher, higher ranked Draugr do this. We had no idea that it was possible, but now all of a sudden all these word walls make sense. Oh yeah. Well, it's not that powerful yet, but it might be able to help us just cause a bit of a stagger in battle. We're definitely going to use it. Okay, well, let's get back to Balgriff and let him know what's going on here. Whoa. What was that? Okay, we've heard this word Dovahkiin before. The dragon said it right before he died and we absorbed his soul. Okay, this is a lot to chew on. Something tells Blodius his life is about to become much more complicated. Alright, boy, come with me.
Are we heading out?
Sounds good.
I don't care what you're doing. After what happened, you're lucky I don't toss you in jail. Now get lost.
We will be back. This is not over. You there. We're looking for someone in Whiterun. We will pay good money for information.
Well, if you have trouble with the guards and you have trouble with me, I'm not interested in your money, but I would like you to get out of the city, please.
If you locate her, find us in Rorikstead.
Fat chance, buddy. Get out of here. Alright,
You're not gonna
to the
believe
guards
this,
with you.
But I think I dropped my weapon back outside the city. Oh wait, no. Here it is.
Yeah,
We heading out? I've got all your equipment cleaned and ready.
your weapon is on your back. You haven't lost it. Idiot. Okay, so here we are back in Dragonsreach. We just got to fill in the Jarl on everything that just happened, if we can even explain it.
Good. You're finally here. The Jarl's been waiting for you.
I bet he has been.
Heard the summons. What else could it mean?
The Greybeards.
We were just talking about you. My brother needs a word with you.
So what happened at the watchtower? Was the dragon there?
Yeah, the dragon was there. Turns out the watchtower was destroyed, but we killed it.
I knew I could count on Irileth. But there must be more to it.
She fought bravely. Yeah, well, it turns out I may be something called Dragonborn.
Dragonborn? What do you know about the Dragonborn?
Well, I don't know much about the Dragonborn except what the men said, but when the dragon died, I absorbed some kind of power from it.
So it's true. The Greybeards really were summoning you.
The Greybeards.
Masters of the Way of the Voice. They live in seclusion high on the slopes of the throat of the world.
Okay, so what do these Greybeards want with me?
The Dragonborn is said to be uniquely gifted in the voice. The ability to focus your vital essence into a thum, or shout.
Interesting.
If you really are Dragonborn, they can teach you how to use your gift.
That would be useful indeed.
You hear the thundering sound as you return to Whiterun?
Yes, I did.
That was the voice of the Greybeards, summoning you to High Hrothgar. This hasn't happened in centuries, at least. Not since Tibeseptim himself was summoned when he was still Talos of Atmora.
Rungar, calm yourself. What does any of this Nord nonsense have to do with our friend here? Capable as he may be, I don't see any signs of him being this, Dragonborn.
No nonsense. Why, you puffed up ignorant. These are our sacred traditions that go back to the founding of the First Empire.
Frongar, don't be so hard on Avenucci.
I meant no disrespect, of course. It's just that, what do these Greybeards want with him?
That's the Greybeards' business, not ours. Whatever happened when you killed that dragon, it revealed something in you. and the Greybeards heard it. If they think you're Dragonborn, who are we to argue? You'd better get up to High Hrothgar immediately. There's no refusing the summons of the Greybeards. It's a tremendous honor. I envy you know. To climb the 7,000 steps again. I made the pilgrimage once. Did you know that? High Hrothgar is a very peaceful place. Very disconnected from the troubles of this world. I wonder that the Greybeards even notice what's going on down here. They haven't seemed to care before. No matter. Go to High Hrothgar. Learn what the Greybeards can teach you. You've done a great service for me and my city, Dragonborn. By my right as Jarl, I name you Thane of Whiterun.
Oh, wow.
It's the greatest honor that's within my power to grant. I assign you Lydia as a personal housecarl, and this weapon from my armory to serve as your badge of office. I'll also notify my guards of your new title. Wouldn't want them to think you're part of the common rabble, now would we? We are honored to have you as Thane of our city, Dragonborn. Back to business, Proventus. We still have a city to defend.
Oh boy.
Yes, mate.
Well, that certainly is a lot to process, isn't it? Blodius has been rather speechless this the entire time that the Jarl has been going on and on about Nord lore. We do gather that being anointed Dragonborn is an extremely momentous occasion. I don't know that the impact of that is quite set in yet. He just can't get over the feeling of that dragon's life force just rushing into him, and the power that he felt as it entered his very soul. And then the shout that he was able to do effortlessly, just by saying one word that he just learned in some language that he doesn't know. He was able to thrust forward this skeleton of this gigantic beast that is the most fearsome enemy that he's ever faced, and probably the biggest enemy he's ever faced. And then on top of that, the earth-shattering shout that came from somewhere in the mountains, apparently calling him, beckoning him to these people called the Greybeards. It's all a lot to take right now. He's gonna have to sleep on this, I think. He's got a lot of thinking to do, a lot of soul searching to do. There is definitely a fork in his path right now, and we just he just doesn't know where his life is going to take him at the moment.
The Jarl has appointed me to be your housecarl. It's an honor to serve you.
Housecarl, huh? What does a housecarl do?
As my Thane, I'm sworn to your service. I'll guard you and all you own with my life.
Oh, that could be handy. Also, the Jarl called me Thane. What does that mean exactly?
The Jarl has recognized you as a person of great importance in the Hold. A hero. The title of Thane is an honor, a gift for your service. Guards will know to look the other way if you tell them who you are.
Interesting. Okay, well, something tells me you are not going to leave my side no matter what I tell you, so I guess you may as well follow along.
Lead the way.
Okay, well, Lydia marks our second follower. She's not going to leave our side no matter what we say. I mean, technically, yeah, we can tell her to wait somewhere or dismiss her outright, but role-playing this, I think she's pretty hell-bent on protecting Blodius, who she's been assigned to, who she's trained her entire life to protect when it comes down to it. And the fact that he's also been revealed as the Dragonborn, that's going to make her job even more important, and that's going to even further sort of motivate her to stay by Blodius' side and protect him no matter what. Okay, so I don't know what time it is. It's almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We're going to have to get some rest and let all this sink in, and heavily consult lots of bottles of mead and ale and wine in order to figure out what we're going to do next here. And just kind of come to terms with where we're at in our life right now. And make some major decisions here. That being said, let's take a look at this sword that we got from the Jarl. On striking a target, the time between shouts is reduced by 20% for 20 seconds. I wonder if that stacks. This weapon is actually added in by Zim's Immersive Artifacts. It's part of, yeah, I think it's the Jarl's weaponry portion of that mod. When you become Thane, they gift you with a specific weapon, and this is the one that Jarl Balgriff gives you when he anoints you as Thane of Whiterun. It's a very unique looking item. I think it's just the Nord two-handed sword, but with a retexture on it. But they often do have very unique enchantments on them, as this one is. Now it's also a great sword, so it's a two-handed weapon. Blodius is not going to have any use for it, but that enchantment is quite nice. I'm going to see if I can get one of the court wizards to disenchant it for me and enchant something else with it. However, honed metal does not seem to be working properly for me. It's supposed to be taking the blacksmith's skill in assigning its perks on what type of materials they can use to craft weapons and armor. But that doesn't seem to be working. It seems that every single smith in Skyrim for me is only has the steel smithing perk. Unless they're an orc, then they also have the orcish smithing perk. But that's it. That's all I've ever seen. And I haven't seen enchanters actually having anything other than the basic vanilla enchantments. Now there's a way through the MCM menu where you can kind of turn that off and require them to be fed enchanted items in order to learn more enchantments. So we're going to try that, but I've also not been able to get the MCM menu to work either. So I'm kind of wondering if there's an incompatibility between the version of SKSE that I have and the version of Honed Metal that I have as well. But we'll see. If I can get one of the court wizards to learn that enchantment, I will, for sure, because that will be very useful for us. Okay, so moving forward, Okay, Blodius right now is in a very shocked state of mind. His circles of character conflict is pretty much blank right now. His positive, negative value pairs are pretty much blank right now. He's just numb. Everything that he's witnessed right now has just left him speechless, thoughtless, pretty much everything else vacated from his persona at the moment. So we're gonna head back to the inn here, and we're gonna see if we can find our thoughts in the bottle and in the bottom of a bottle of mead, maybe. So okay, I think that does it for this episode. Thanks for joining me on this adventure. Still lots of good stuff coming forward, so I hope to see you again in the future. But until then, take care of yourself. Bye.